What's going on, guys? This is Bex, and welcome to another episode of Peaktime Speaktime. Remember, Peaktime Speaktime is where we just talk, we just chill, we just vibes a little bit, all right? So right now we have here Loggo Lionel, one of the greatest videographers to ever come out of St. Lucia.
Sure.
All right? Let me tell you, I've known this guy for a while. I know you guys are going to say, everybody I bring on here, I've known him for a while, but hey, this is my show, and I'm going to bring in who I want, all right? So we have here Loggo Lionel, and he's going to tell us a little bit about himself. If you don't know him, you're going to know him today.
So, hey, that, I just want to let everyone know that he's my teacher, you know.
I know he was going to say that, but that's far from the truth.
No. That's my teacher. That's my teacher. So, when I applied for Sandals, you know, I lied on my actual resume saying that I know photography.
Really?
Yeah, dog. I lied saying it. I tell them, they asked me if I knew photography. I was like, yeah. Very good at photography. Meanwhile, I don't know shit about photography. And I remember when walking around the resort during my probation period, they put me with you and Jay.
Right.
And Jay taught me about aperture, ISO, and shutter.
Mm-hmm.
And she told me to, you know, when I go home, understand the relationship between the three of them. And when I did that, you taught me about composition and how to frame and, you know, being able to talk to the guests and just finessing and...
Now, come to think of it, I kind of remember you being around with me, and I just kind of give you all the information that I know. If I think back, I remember us in the lobby and I was doing a ring shot at a wedding. So you actually followed me at a wedding.
Yeah, I shadowed you a lot in my early stages of Sandals, and then after a while, you guys transferred. And I was left on my own. I was left on my own.
It's true.
The good thing was, after 3 months of being in Sandals, they made me head photographer.
Nice.
Because then all the head photographers left. They left. And I was the only, I guess, new photographer after 3 months amongst the new newest photographers that came in.
Right, so you were the most senior guy there at the time.
Pretty much the most senior one. So they appointed me to do all the weddings at that time. And everything that I knew came from you and Jay. So big up Jay. Big up Bex.
I guess I'm the teacher, but let me tell you guys. This guy has put out so much amazing work. Me knowing him from where he was, and then I started to see him. Like it didn't seem to be a gradual move. To me, it felt like a big jump. That's to me. So you can say, you can tell me if there's anything different.
That was a long journey, bro, and I'm still in that journey, and there's still things that I have to accomplish, and I've just accepted, it's gonna be a long journey. But bro, I've been doing photography for like, let's see, I started in 2010, and then maybe 2014 thereabouts. It was actually James Wavemaker that was the one that
big up Wavemaker
made me have that jump from photography into videos, because they already had him and they had Jesse, and then they had, you know, people within our immediate circle that was in photography. So it was almost kind of saturated amongst our circle, and then I had to make that jump.
But I remember you moving in at a good time. Like it felt like when you started, it was just a good time, because there weren't so many people doing it. I remember, if correct me if I'm wrong, but they were just dance videos.
So it was actually Jelani Paul that inspired me to
Untitled 51, right? That's what it was.
I remember that got me into proper videography, like seeing this guy's work. I was like, I want to do this. I want to try this. I want to, you know what I mean? And there are things that he has done back then. It still kind of rattles my brain as to how the heck did he even do that? You know what I mean? And when he left, it just became an open market. You know what I mean? And there was obviously they had, you know, those are the guys like All Bees and all of them lots. But there wasn't any videographers I could say with my chest that was impacting communities and the youth and, you know, just, I guess, influencing a movement, so to speak. And Jelani was that. And when he left, I then feeling that spot within that position as well, and then I left, and then there's just a whole bunch of other
people coming.
Videographers.
I remember when you left. we had a conversation. You were like, you should contact this person to do this. You should contact it. You actually, you saying I trained you, but you returned the favor. I don't know if you know, you did that, but you put me in a position to actually start my business.
Oh, okay. Oh, wow.
Yeah, so because I remember clearly you said, hey, I should contact this person, try to get on the list to do these weddings here, do that there. So I remember. Mad. So let's go back to sandals. I don't know if you guys know, but a few of us actually started at sandals. And when I was there, I deliberately took the time to not just work, but to learn. And I think that separated us from the photographers that were just working and the photographers that were trying to work and learn. And I think I instilled that same culture in you when we started, because you saw a different vibe from what you thought the job would have been. Because me, Jay, and Memory Lane, everybody that was there, we continued a culture that, when we came in, we saw that, hey, there was a opportunity to learn and do more, because the Photoshop at the time was asking for that kind of thing. They needed it. So we took it on our own to learn and to bring it, to bring it forward so we can make a little more money and do all that. Fast forward, we are here, you here, you, where do you live now?
I live in Toronto.
Toronto,
I'm
so,
in Toronto,
I've seen, a lot of work that you have put forward, creative stuff, music videos here. So Carnival Time, he is here, putting through beautiful work. Be it the Zuvo with the costumes, be it the music videos with Shemi J, the Independence video that everybody sees, saying, ooh. This is this guy's work. So, just run us through some of your favorite things that you've done here and internationally.
Oof. So, boy, let me tell you something. I've done so much stuff here.
Yeah.
I probably don't even remember which. So you're saying, okay, favorite stuff that I've done locally?
Yes.
Does it have to be music videos?
It could be anything. Just your
I would probably say one of the music videos that kind of speaks close to me. It's probably a few of them. So you mentioned Shemi J. Pretty on Purpose is one of them.
Right.
Sidale has one featuring Pretty. It's dropped that. And the reason why that music video is probably one of my favorites is that's when I switched my style.
Right.
That music video was the video that allowed me to switch my style to more of bringing a foreign appeal in St. Lucia.
In the local market. Nice.
So not only that, but the budget and how I was able to pool different resources so that it could be what it is.
Right.
And I'm kind of proud of that because sometimes we worry about the budgets, we worry about so many other things, but at the end of the day, we're creative individuals, so we have to think creatively to bring forth the vision. So, Drop That by Sidale and Pretty was one of those ones.
Right.
Of course, The Independence is one that is very close to my heart.
Right.
Because, that project was created on the passing of my grandmom, so it was my way to channel my energy into a project. Okay. And that project still stands strong today.
Yeah, I mean
7 years ago.
Yeah.
And it still
you could look at that video today. Now and say I'm proud to be a St. Lucia.
Yeah, man.
It's just that video.
Big
but
up.
In St. Lucia, there's a lot of challenges when it comes to production.
Yeah.
And bringing in equipment and all that kind of stuff.
Bro, Ducci's a killing. Yo,
tell me about
my
it.
guy brought in a light and he paid $1,000 to clear that.
Yeah, $1,000. And that's a small amount when it comes to just bringing in equipment. I mean, St. Lucia is not the only place that has that issue. But here's what we still do with what we have, and we're still creative.
Yeah, man.
Right? But it's the limitations that cause you to push forward. And there's limitations in every country, be it in America, Canada, anywhere.
I'm happy you said that.
And people that have everything that they need and the exposure still can't put out some of the work that we do.
One of my mantras are use what you have and use it to the best of your ability, and that's something I've always been practicing because, people always talk about equipment. I don't have this, I don't have that. If I had this, I'll do this. Yeah, but you have that, so overexhaust that before you could even think about having these other things.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So just use what you have.
Yeah.
And use it to the best of your ability.
You know, use what you have. Yeah. Work towards it, you know.
Yeah, that's always been my mantra.
Because you finally get something that you always wanted, and you never even stop to think about the journey to get it.
Yeah.
You know, the journey is what teaches you how to use exactly what you have at this moment. So, you know, make the best of it.
Well said.
Yeah, so you know, what about you just tell us a story, you know, something you think that people need to know about you, what you have in plan for us, the viewers, you know, because I'm a viewer as well, because I'm always looking forward to see what this guy has. You know, he did a music video in this studio a couple of days ago, and I cannot wait to see what's going to come out of that. So tell us what's coming.
What you want to know, bro? What you want to know? You're putting me on the spot.
Just tell us what's coming. You know?
What's coming? Okay. Right now, I feel like I'm just being a student of this industry fully. Like, I've submerged myself to become a student. So planning what's to come, I'm just going with the motion. I'm just going with the flow. I've set up myself that way to allow myself to just go with the flow and learn as I go along the way.
Nice.
Of course, you know, as you know, I've done music videos, documentaries, weddings, commercials, promotional videos, content. You know, I've done it all.
Right.
I've done so much. The only thing I have yet done that is directed under my name, directed by Loggo Lionel, is probably a movie or a short film.
A movie.
I've co-directed short films. You know, just recently I did one with a young kid called Kevon Edwin.
Right.
And my first one was with Sean Fields, Sukia. So I've been second AD, you know, assistant director in short films, but I feel like I haven't written a script, created the treatment plans, and do all the work that needs to be done to develop a movie. I haven't done that as yet. Am I ready for it? I feel I am. I feel like I'm ready to pursue that.
Well, yeah, if you think that, you know, the experiences that you had can lead you in that direction, then fine. And I think St. Lucia definitely needs a movie.
Yeah.
There is a movie that's coming out with Kareem.
And I'm looking forward to that.
What's the name of that?
I can't even remember. But I love the poster.
It's hot.
Oh, the producer is speaking.
Hotfall? Yeah, so they just told us the movie is Hotfall. And it's coming out a couple of days. I don't remember, but we'll get the information, we'll put it on the screen. But there's a movie coming out in St. Lucia.
Yeah.
One of the main actors is a photographer, actually.
Fellow photographer.
Yeah, so that's cool. But like
before we move on, I feel like it's not new having movies being produced in St. Lucia by St. Lucians. You know what I mean? Like, growing up, before I was even into all this, there was this movie that had my attention, Outer Streets. I don't know if you remember that.
Right.
It was part 1, part 2.
Yeah.
And that was, it was short, very low budget, but it was still engaging. It still had the storyline. Everything was on point. You know what I mean? Then we have Dale Elliott, who has done The Castaway. I don't know if it's the actual name of it.
Right.
Where these fishermen got lost at sea.
Right.
He created a dope short film, documentary style with that. And trust me, there's so many more. I think the problem is distribution.
Right.
And having light shine upon those films or those productions and inspiring the youth to keep going.
Well, it definitely seems I need to enlighten myself about some of the tools, because I don't know it.
Because they don't have those platforms. They don't have these hubs that promote these things. You know what I mean? You produce it here, and it just
goes off.
It just goes away. And it's something that, you know.
Yeah. Well, let's just say that Loggo Lionel is going to do a movie in St. Lucia. I think that if you really decide to move forward with that, it should be here.
Yeah, man. Absolutely.
It should be here. But you know, there's a lot of things tech-wise and all that, you know, that we don't have. You know, we don't have at our exposure.
Right.
But I think that, you know, you can bring your knowledge and whatever it needs. At least a short film for now, you know, and something moving forward. No pressure.
Yeah. I mean,
no pressure.
No pressure, but you pressuring me.
Yeah. But I think that's what I want to see.
Yeah, it will happen, man. It will happen. And as long as God gives me life,
Yeah.
He gives me the energy and the strength, it will happen.
Right.
You know what I mean? Yeah,
so for me, moving into video, like, you know, you came back and you've seen I'm doing this.
Yeah.
What do you think about that?
Bro, funny enough, I was talking to Jameson about that. And he was like, Brent is moving into videos. I'm like, it's about time.
Yeah.
It was about time, and I think you're on the right path, bro. Yeah. You're on the right path. And coming from photography, that's the best time because you have the fundamental experience in photography. In
lighting and all that.
All that. And lighting is the key.
Yeah.
Key is, listen, lighting is super important when it comes to film.
But I think like in film, the lighting is different. A lot
it's
more different in photography.
Okay, so what I've seen lately in new age photography, there's a lot of continuous lighting.
Yes, that's what we do.
A lot of continuous lighting. So as long as you're able to like understand the basics of how the lighting works for photography, you can just upgrade your knowledge
into
videos.
Okay.
Do you know what I mean?
Makes
but
sense.
it's pretty much the same. I could be wrong, but I see it as the same fundamentals, the same key features. You know what I mean?
Nice.
I remember I went on a studio set for a photography gig, and these guys light up the whole set for photography. You know, the whole set just as it was for film.
Right.
And for fillers, they had strobe lights. You know, like your flashlights and all that kind of stuff. But everything was proper film lighting.
Film lighting, right? Yeah. So what you're saying is that we've learned lighting in photography.
Yeah, man.
We can use that
experience, that knowledge,
that knowledge, and grow with it to learn to apply it into video.
Absolutely. And one thing that is very important coming from a photography background, and you could also incorporate that into a videography background, is the way your composition. Composition is very, very important.
Right.
And you learn composition very well as a photographer.
Right.
And then that's then transcend into videos.
Makes sense.
Yeah,
makes
man.
sense.
Yeah, man.
All right. So guys, we have Loggo Lyle here again, and he's going to do a film in St. Lucia, a short film and a movie.
Pressure.
And I'm going to continue my video, my film journey here at Peaktime Studio. So guys, don't forget to follow. Can you tell us your IG and everything else?
_ LOGGO. And I have a production company where it's basically a creative hub for creatives to express themselves. When I say creatives, I'm talking about musical artists and you know, various forms of creative expressions. And it's Ribesh Entertainment. Right. So we do short films, so getting into that, films, preserving cultures, music videos. So it's Ribesh, REBESH Entertainment.
Nice. So guys, you know already, follow Peaktime Studio, Bex Photo Pro, and stay tuned because we're going to be working together. I know I'm putting pressure on him about the movie, but I think I want to be on that set as well.
We there. And
Who knows?
You were very instrumental, bro. You were tremendous help in one of my, what was it, the one with Zuvo?
Yeah, I remember that.
Definitely came through with this, bro.
Yeah.
We did our the last production I did for Zuvo for their virtual launch. Yeah. That was from the Aliens theme. Bro, you were there from start to finish.
Yeah.
And I
appreciate it. All I heard was the call saying, hey, Loggo is here and he might need your help. So I was there. You know, I mean, it's an opportunity to learn and just watch, you know, just how people act on set and do things. And Zuvo, they don't do that kind of creative video and stuff here in St. Lucia anymore. I don't know if they're gonna start over again, but they don't do it anymore. But I was happy to see the last one. You know, it was an amazing set, an amazing end result. The video was perfect. I loved it, you know, so I'm just happy that I could have been there. So guys, you know, keep watching Peaktime Speaktime. There's so much more, so many other cool people to come through. So just keep watching. I won't disappoint, you know.
Boom.
Loggo Lionel, Bex Photo Pro, Peaktime Speaktime, we are out.
I like that. Peaktime Speaktime.
Speaktime.
Peaktime Speaktime.
Yeah.
All right,
yeah. All right, guys.
Boom.